Alrighty, y'all. I'm excited to be back here once again in front of this beautiful audience of folks that really are about upgrading and leveling up their professional lives and personal lives. I have a special guest this morning joining us. I heard him speak in a clubhouse room and I was super impressed. And I said, I just need you to come to LinkedIn, particularly, and give this information to these brothers and sisters that we have accumulated in Black LinkedIn is thriving. Um, Vane, Brother Thomas, can you introduce yourself and also tell folks about your meditation practice?
Absolutely. My name is Vane Thomas, and I'm a personal development coach. And I advocate for those that are, how would we say, super busy, right? Those that most times don't get a chance to self-care or get a chance to have a lot of downtime. And so what I've been able to do is that I've been able to create a, a course that teaches meditation, but primarily it teaches us how to reprogram the subconscious mind, reprogram the energy body so that we can begin to manifest and magnetize more into our lives for our business, for our families, and for ourselves.
So stop you right there. A lot of times we have, my voice, I'll speak for myself. I'll have a negative voice first that says, it's a great opportunity, Martin, but you're going to mess it up. Or it's a great opportunity, Martin, but it's not, somebody's going to, before the deal is done, somebody's going to walk away from the table. And in that moment of that negative thought, I've had to figure out how to stop my entire body from thinking that. And in the clubhouse room, you gave, I don't know, it was less than 60 seconds advice to a person that repeatedly was using
the same story,
even though the room was giving them positivity and cash.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The person kept saying over and over again that they were not being supported in general. So in their mind, they were still in a square box before coming into the room, and they kept repeating the same thing. Can you go and give us that advice, that sage wisdom you gave on this Wise Wednesday?
Absolutely. And that was a wonderful room. And, people were putting their money where their mouth was. And that, that's integrity, right? But, Martin, we are all operating off of a program. And this program is really a subconscious program. It's in the subconscious mind. And this was the training that we received from ages 0 to 7. Okay. So these programs are stories that we tell ourselves. And what's happening is that the stories that we tell ourselves are written on the DNA, or are written on the strands of our DNA. And this is what we call cellular memory. Okay. But the wonderful thing about the mind is that the mind is like a computer, and it has the ability to reboot itself, to retrain itself, right? And we can do that, and we can remove viruses from the body and from the mind, but we have to have repetition. And so I was encouraging the young lady. I said, now listen, we can all help you. We can all, assist you. But sweetheart, you're going to have to get out of that stinking thinking. And the way that we do it is that we've got to understand this, that when we think a thought, that thought begins to release chemicals in the body. We call those chemicals, once we feel them, we call those chemicals emotions. But these are chemicals releasing in the body. And we become aware of the chemicals, and then we react compulsively, right, in our emotional state. These chemicals are filtering through 84,000 channels of the body, right? So what has to happen is that we have to reprogram our minds by assuring or reassuring ourselves of what is happening. And I told the young lady, I said, now your story was what your story was, and I'm sure it's a good story. But now what we have to do is that you've got to tell yourself the story that is happening now. these people do have my back. Someone is sending me money. I do have support. I do. You get what I'm saying? Because other than that, even if I get to the end goal that I say I want, I will self-sabotage. You know, Martin, I went to see my grandmother, and it had been a while. And my grandmother kept telling me, I sure hadn't seen you in a while. I sure hadn't seen you in a while. I sure hadn't seen you in a while. And I purposely took 4 hours out of my day to spend those 4 hours with her. By the time I got out of the house, she says, "You leaving so soon?" I said, "Granny, you spent so much time thinking about when I wasn't here that you didn't get a chance to capitalize on me being here." We've got to reset the cellular memory. And I show actually how to do that in my course. I show how to do that.
Now, you gave real specific step. You said the real specific steps. You said you needed the person to look in their back channel or DMs. So those you know aren't familiar with Clubhouse. Clubhouse text messages are called back channel, but it's just like a direct message. And you said go through the list and call out loud each person's name that sent you a message of support, or sent you a message of Cash App, or sent you a message to say, let's have a meeting tomorrow. And you said to say thank you out loud. What was the purpose of you suggesting that the person look at each name and then out loud thank that person?
Well, the purpose of me doing that, and I was leading that person through a practice. Okay. Sound, Martin, is the universal language. Whenever, and we're 72% water. So whenever sound hits water, it forms something. So what I was attempting to do is allow, first of all, this person to somatically send a new vibrational frequency or energy through their cells, because every sound that we make and that we hear, they interact with the cells, and they have the ability to program the cells, right? So if I can get you to say repetitively, this person is doing this, thank you. This person is doing this, thank you. This person is doing this, thank you. Then what is happening is that the sound that you are speaking, it's your own sound, right? The sound that you are speaking is going into the body, recoding the system and attaching a good, glad feeling with it, which is thank you. That good, glad feeling is an accelerator, right? So at the end of our pores, right here at the end of our pores, there are receptors, but also on the inside of our body, there are receptors. So when I give any information to my body, it's going to receive it. But it isn't just going to receive the words I say, it's going to receive the emotions I feel. And this is what puts things in motions, and this is what makes things stick. It's the emotions that we feel.
Got it. Well, Brother Vane, Brother Thomas, thank you for coming on to give our audience this quick Get Wise wisdom here on Wise Wednesdays. And tell the folks how they can get in touch with you, how they can follow you, and what you got coming up.
So you can follow me on all social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, Clubhouse. That's where my darling brother found me. Clubhouse. I'm even on YouTube. And if you put YouTube and Facebook and Twitter together, you got your Twit face. No, I'm just joking. So you can find me on any one of those mediums. And then also, if you go to courses.vane.com, you'll find my course, and it's also in the bio of all of my Facebook, all of my outlets.
And we finally pulled you over to LinkedIn.
Yes, you pulled me over to LinkedIn, and I'm loving it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Very sage advice. If you're just joining us, we've been talking to Vane Thomas, and he gave some excellent sage advice that I had to share with the audience. My audience is here, wherever here is at, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. And the advice is pretty simple and pretty direct. to break the cycle of negative thought, replace that thought in the moment with gratitude and think of the last time you were grateful for someone pouring into you in your life, and out loud say thank you, and
Thank you.
focus on that gratitude that someone who didn't need to give you what they gave you, someone who wasn't asked to give to you, someone who just popped up and said, I appreciate you. Like I'm saying right now, I
Absolutely.
appreciate you. Thank you, Brother Thomas. I appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. We'll be back later on today with another Your Black News moment. And it should be clear. Trying to see if it says. I think. Can you see? Do you see the red square? Does it still say live on yours?
Yes, it still is.
It says live. Okay. So I'm not. Dang, this is really. Let me go ahead and do this. You can go ahead and leave, Brother Thomas. I'm having some tech stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that this live is ended. And sorry, y'all. Just trying to. All of a sudden, my laptop is freezing up. I think it's done, but it may not be. Let me see. Okay. This is the first time I've had the broadcast is not want to end. Oh, StreamYard, what's going on, y'all?